Hello, my name's Giles Mooney. I'm one of the directors of Absolute Accounting Software. Over the years in the lecture room, Tim and I have met thousands and thousands of advisors, and they all raise the same two issues as far as their tax return software is concerned. First of all, how easy is it to use? And secondly, the payment terms and how you pay for the software. Our product, Top Up Tax, allows you to do personal, partnership or corporation tax returns, and you pay as you go. It's £5 per return, so if you do 5 returns in a particular month, just send us £25 plus VAT, and that's all you have to do in that particular month. As the year goes on, if you go past 200 returns, we stop charging you. Once you get to £1,000, that's the end of the pricing. To show you how easy the software is to use, I'll hand you over to Sarah Murray, our support director, who'll show you the software.
When you've opened the Top Up Tax programme, the first thing you will need to do is click on New Client. If I select Partnership and then click OK, it will automatically default to Partnership. Then need to enter a client code, a valid UTR, and then the tax office, and then just simply enter the name and address of the partnership. You will also need to add partners to the partnership. So they will first need to be set up as clients in their own right. But once you've done that and clicked on Save, you then have the option to click on Add Partner. So once you click on Add Partner, it then brings up the list. So you just highlight the name, click on Select, and then Save, Add Partner again, and again select the name, and then Select, and Save. Once you've done that, on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll need to select New Tax Return, select the tax year that you wish to add, and click OK. If you then click on View Edit Tax Return in the left-hand side of the screen, this will then open up the partnership return. So the first thing is if you go to the Trade and Income section and add the trade, and you can just enter whatever that trade may be, and then click OK. So if I just enter a description, start of the accounting period, and the end of the accounting period, and then go to the Income and Expenditure tab. So you can enter the income. If the income is less than 77,000, you can just tick that box, and you just need to complete those 3 boxes there. Any other income, and then just a breakdown of the expenses. You can then go to capital allowances and enter any capital allowances if there are any. Balance sheet, you can select whether you want to copy the profit and loss to the balance sheet or not. I'm going to say no. And then you should have 2 tabs, one for partner 1, one for partner 2. And within here, you need to allocate the income between the 2 partners. So I'm going to allocate it on a 50-50 split. Click on Save at the bottom. Once you've completed a section, you need to click the completed box before it will allow you to file online. Once you close out of the partnership return, it will automatically allocate the partnership income onto the individual SA100s. So if I go back to my client list and select the individual partner, and then go to View Edit Tax Return, I should be able to click on the partnership section, and it's automatically pulled through that particular partner's share of the partnership income. So to complete the details on the individual's return, the same applies. You're just working through the section on the left-hand side of the screen. So you can add any employment, if there's any ministers of religion, sole trader. If I click on Add New Sole Trader here, so if I click on Add New Sole Trader, it will then ask me for the sole trader name. Press OK. It then brings up the self-employment section. So again, I need to enter the start and the end of the accounting period. Any income that's received. and then a breakdown of the expenses. If you use an accounts package like VT, then you can import data from the clipboard and it will pull it through and complete the pages. If I then go to the capital allowances section, you can elect to enter totals or you can give a full breakdown of capital allowances, that's up to you. And you then move to the calculating profit and losses section and it will automatically calculate the adjusted profit for 2012-13. I'm also going to tick the box to say that the basis period is the same as the accounting period. And if you go to the balance sheet tab, you can elect to copy the net profit and loss to the balance sheet or not. Again, once you've completed a section, if you tick the completed box, it will first validate it. So I need to enter a description. Once you've done that, it will validate it and put a green tick against it. You've then got the interest section, for example. Within here, if I click on add, there's a drop-down list where you can select the bank or the building society. Enter a description if you want. You tick the box to say whether it's entered gross, and then you just need to complete the amount. If it's a husband and wife's return that you're doing, you can just enter 50% of the income and you can copy that interest record from this client to say the husband's return and then just click on save. Again, I'm going to tick the completed box. We've then got the dividends section and click on add at the bottom of the screen. You can select the company name and in the database there's the top 350 FTSE companies. So you can select that from the drop down. You need to enter the number of shares that the person holds and then just click on Get Dividends. Click on Save and it will automatically update the distribution along the top. Clicking Completed again. Now within here you should be able to see the blue arrows. What that means is that this section was completed in the previous year's return and has rolled forward to this year. So for example, they had AIG Life UK completed last year. If you click on View Edit, enter a gross amount, click on Save. Moving through the tabs along the top for any other entries. If you then go to Finishing the Return, within here it will give you the total tax due figure. You can enter any payments on account that have already been made, or if you wish to reduce payments on account you can tick the box and enter the amount you wish to reduce them to. And once you're happy that you've completed the return, if you click on the third icon in from the left, you can run the calculation. This then brings up the tax calculation on screen. So as you can see, it lists all of the income types. Here it's had to increase the basic rate band, so it's telling you how much it's increased it by and why it's increased it. And then if you scroll to the bottom, it's also got the payments that have already been made and gives you the tax figure that's applicable and when those payments are due. To print the return, you just click on the print icon in the top left hand corner of the screen and then just click on print. Rather than print into a printer, it will first output it to a PDF window and you can either print that or print it to a PDF or save it to a PDF. So once you've completed the return, you can then file it online. To file online, you click on the second icon in from the left. This will then bring up the following screen. You need to click on Next in the bottom right hand corner. If it's an amended return, you just need to tick the amended return box. If you have completed CGT pages, the program can automatically generate one by clicking on this button here, or you can attach your own PDF computation. I'll just click on Validate here. Then clicking on Next. So at this point, before you continue through the process, you have to print the return. You can either do it to a printer or you can do it to a PDF, it's up to you. I'm just going to click on Print to PDF. It then brings up a window asking you where you wish to save the return. So I'm just going to save that to the desktop. At this point, what you would probably do is either email the client the return, print the return, send it to the client. So this client might be in this window for a while. Once the client has approved the return, you then go into online filing and go to the client approval section. Within here, you need to enter the date that the client approved the return and click on Validate Date. If you then click on Next, you'll then see the Submit window. You simply click on Submit, then check for responses and the return would either fall into Accepted or Rejected. and that's how you file an individual, partnership and limited company return. The top-up tax programme also deals with limited companies. So if I highlight this limited company here and then go to list tax returns, it will give me a list of available returns that are already set up. If I highlight the year that I wish to work on and then click on View Edit Tax Return, it brings up with the following screen. Much like the individual and partnership, you're just moving through the sections on the left-hand side of the screen. So the first one is trading profits. You just need to go through, enter any turnover, any trading profit per accounts, any disallowed expenses, disallowed income, and then once you've completed that section, just tick the completed box in the bottom left-hand corner. Once you've made the entries, you can then look at the tax calculation section. Within here, you need to enter if there's any associated companies, and if there are, again, tick the completed box. Once you're happy with everything, you can go to the Finishing the Return tab. Within here, it will automatically default to say that accounts or computations are attached for the period in which it relates to. If not, you need to tick the box to say that they don't apply and explain why you're not attaching accounts and computations. At the bottom, you need to enter a signatory and the status of that signatory. Again, tick the completed box. The third icon along from the left is the computation. So if I click on that option here, it will bring up the CT Comp on screen. Moving through and scrolling to the bottom, it will give you the calculation and the trading profits per loss and any corporation tax that's payable. You click on the online filing option in the top left-hand corner of the screen. You have the option to add any attachments. So if I click on attachments here, you will need to attach a set of iXBRL accounts. The programme automatically produces an iXBRL computation, so there's no need for you to attach anything unless you're using third-party software, in which case you do need to attach the iXBRL computation. Then it's just a case of going through the process of validating the return, printing the return, entering a date that the client approved the return, and then submitting the whole thing to HMRC. Once the acceptance comes back from HMRC, the system will automatically update the status to reflect this, and it will be shown within this window here. I hope you found this demonstration of the top-up tax programme useful, but if you would like any further information or possibly a more in-depth demo, then please either email sales@absolutetax.co.uk or call us on 01869 255 797.